Yeah, it's interesting listening to the Sunday night football game on Monday morning.
Interesting.
That's the only one I can get.
Well, you're down under, so you get it the day after.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately that's the only of the Thursday night game. I did get the one that was.
I'll make you host again.
Played in London.
We're gonna get started here so we can get through this. It's not much. It's an expansion on last week. Jerry went through some internet stuff. We're gonna do JAWS reading while you're on the internet. So JAWS can help us navigate and read web pages more efficiently.
I have had to enable high verbosity, because if I have to go and drive myself crazy and go on the internet, I want to have it as easy as possible and be able to read everything. And that's what I've done.
Yeah, but there's ways where you can have it off, and if you know the keystrokes, if you with practice, then you won't have to have that like that. But it is the easiest way. I agree. The way I always used to do it.
That's how I'm going to continue to do it.
Okay, then you will learn nothing today.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
By osmosis.
Let's let Bill get started, or we'll be here forever.
Tab is the one we're all used to, right? Moves us around web page. It's one that everybody's known since the dawn of JAWS, when the first Shark Shift came out. Yep. So, what are elements on a web page? No one knows?
H's for the headings.
So yeah, headings, a frame, or a link, right?
Headings, frames, links.
Okay, what are frames?
What are frames?
Yeah, I kind of like, for a visual aspect of a frame is exactly what it looks like on a screen. They're frames, like picture frames on the screen. They're different little sections, areas on the website. Kind of like you remember Outlook, we have different areas in Outlook. You have that tree view, you have your message list, you have your ribbons, all that. Those are all different areas so they're kind of like frames on the screen. Hopefully that gives you guys an idea of what that entails. Because they set up all these websites kind of like that. They're all basically the same, but some have variances, differences, and some people like this and others like that. If you're involved in the NFB, you guys know all about that. So you can work in reading modes or forms mode. All right. So how do we read the status line on a web page or anywhere on a computer?
Insert page 3, page down.
Yeah. So if you're on the status bar line, you can do insert page down, insert page up, or insert page down, insert down arrow, insert up arrow. Those will all work. To stop JAWS from reading, because especially if you have the thing going like our buddy over here that wants it to read everything.
Control.
But how do we stop it?
Control key.
Okay, so let's get in. Anybody want to follow along? You can get in there and you can get on the browser and type in NFB. Let's see here.
You'd also be able to do insert space, speech on demand. You wouldn't have to, you could stop it reading that as well.
Yeah, that toggles the speech down. Yes, sir. It'll only speak when you tell it you want it to.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're gonna follow along and you get into the NFB website,
Mhm.
what's the first thing JAWS does when you get into a web page?
In the address bar.
It
No.
goes to, it reads the first item on the screen.
No, it kind of gives you a breakdown of some stuff. Two things I'm looking for. And they're really the two things that you would want to navigate, will help you quickly navigate. So you'll know
Yeah.
once you get on this website, it's going to tell you
The first
how many
the
of
first
these,
heading?
how many of those.
The
No,
links
It's not-
list,
no,
not the links list. Okay.
you guys are on the right
Uh,
track.
The first heading?
Hmm?
The
Before that.
page JAWS would usually read the first heading, wouldn't it?
It tells you a bunch of stuff before that. So when JAWS opens, when you open up the browser and you go to open up a website like NFB, it's gonna first it's gonna tell you the website's name, of course, blah 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 blah. Then it's gonna tell you how many headings and how many what
Right?
Links.
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 Would it tell you regions? Maybe
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
frames.
Regions, yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna give you all that kind of information, so you know how many of those things are on there, whether you want to navigate by headings or links. Because if you know the page, which one are you going to use? Headings or links?
Links.
Right. You'd use links. If you don't know the thing, you might want to navigate the headings.
Couldn't
And
you
there's
use
different
links
ways.
regardless,
The-
even if you didn't know where you were?
Some people, like, let's say we opened up a magazine or a newspaper thing online. And this might not ring true to nowadays when they do things a little differently, but in the past, you'd probably want to hit all the headings, because that way you can get to the articles quicker, find the article you want.
I see.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
If you're shopping, you probably would want to do links. Anybody know why?
Links you go through them faster.
Well, links, you can get to the product you're looking for faster. Well, but let's say if you're shopping, you probably want to do headings, correct? Because then you can
Yeah.
see the different types,
Right.
Different categories of stuff.
different categories, and you can go arrow down, right? After you hit, let's say we're going to use H in this matter for headings. Okay. But because we're just looking, we searched for it, we're going down this headings. We could go down the list, but that just gives us what it is, right? We want a little more as we navigate, and we can navigate quicker by using H and then arrowing down to hear more about the product. If we want to get even more detail about the product, we would hit the link for that product. Okay, you guys getting the gist of this?
Yes.
The different. This is why we use these different keystrokes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how would we? Let's say we're in there and we're lost, and we want to know the page title.
Insert T.
Yeah. I worded it differently because I said page title. And Mario picks it up. Awesome. So why would anybody know why I would do that other than want to know where I am to know the page title?
See if you're on top of the page.
No. That's a good guess, though.
Well, wait a
See if
minute.
you're on the right page.
Would the title be the name of the site?
Not necessarily. You could be on a different page, which would be a link. So it's going to title that that page you're on.
Okay.
So what about if I'm locked?
Host now.
Damn it, Jerry. Makes changes. He makes my screen jump on me. It blinds me out because it goes super
What?
bright. Yeah, my screen. When he does a change on Zoom, it turns it white. And it gets
You
really
have some
bright.
light, you have some
Yeah.
light perception then.
If
Yeah,
whose
yeah.
computers,
Only is the host now.
who's navigating on
Jerry.
the page?
That's Jerry or Lester.
Yep.
Okay. So we got our page tiles, so we know what page we're on. That's if we're using links and stuff, we're getting into more pages. We can find out where we are inside that website and what page. How can we find out where our focus is?
Control F.
No.
Control
Only
F,
when
is
you
that correct?
use
Is that correct?
anytime.
Meeting.
No, it's not.
No, okay.
It's the same one we use anywhere to find out where our focus is. And you can, there's two different ways because they both work. One might give you more
Insert down
information.
arrow?
No, that's the say all command.
Insert tab.
Insert tab. You were kind of had the right idea for the other one there, Angela.
Yes.
Insert up arrow. It'll read where the focus is as well.
Insert up arrow, okay.
Insert up arrow, yeah. So depending on where we are, go ahead. You had something, John?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, the other John.
Oh,
No. Well, yeah, to me, it would really be helpful if all of us could use some earphone so we wouldn't hear everybody's jaws chatter.
Some people are using headphones and it still happens. So yeah, they could probably turn on insert spacebar S, so it's not as disruptive. But yeah. Okay. If we're in a website and we didn't hear what Josh said at the beginning, we don't know how many links and how many headings and all that good stuff. We didn't hear it. How else could we do that? How can we get that to?
You mean to repeat what it just said? Is that what you mean?
Yep. When you first got into the web page.
Let's see.
Insert
Page
right
up,
arrow?
page up or
No.
control page up?
No. So it's kind of one of the help things we learned in the past for hotkeys and stuff like that. So we're in a web page and we want to know how many links and how many headings are in there.
Insert F7?
F7, that's for
Oh,
links.
that'll tell you how many links there are. Yeah. Insert F5, how many form fields, and insert F6, how many headings. But there's a quicker way that will tell you everything. Just kind of spell it out. Plus, it'll give you a whole lot more information about what you can do.
capital Q.
Uh-oh. Mario almost spit it out.
F1.
Yes, sir. Yes. Insert F1.
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 Insert F1.
Insert
Yes.
F1. Okay. I got all
Insert F1. Okay.
It's a help feature. Yeah. It'll tell you keystrokes as well. Right? What about what's the other one if you wanted to know if there was any Windows keystrokes that you might be able to use while you're in a web page? Nobody remembers that one? No?
Insert 6, F6.
No? No? The key is Windows. It's Windows keys.
Catwalk window, window,
No.
Insert W.
Insert W. Insert W. Okay, we got insert F1 gives us JAWS, and it also gives us how many
W is
links
Windows.
and headings and form fields and or frames or regions. It all depends on how the web page set up, how much information it gives you right off the bat there. But it does give you the JAWS key commands that you could use. And then insert W for window key commands that you possibly
Okay.
could use while you're in the browser or web page. Now, how do we get out of that? If I open any one of those, how do I get out of it?
Escape.
Yes, escape. Escape always gets us out of here. Okay. So we already went over the H, going by headings that way, which is, I always recommend going through a brand new website using H to kind of get familiar on how it's set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just H through it.
A lot of sites have well over 100 links on them.
Mhm. So headings, there's only so many headings on a page, so you can kind of get a gist of what they have there and what they're showing. So it's a good way to see how it's laid out. If I wanted to, like, let's say I'm reading articles and it's formatted in paragraphs, how would I move by paragraph?
Let's see.
you can move by line, paragraph.
Well, we want to move by paragraphs. One key will do it.
Is this true for email as well?
I never tried it in an
No.
email, so I couldn't answer that for sure. I would hope it would, but I don't know in a Word document it would.
Yeah, but most people don't put two blank
If you
lines
set
in
it-
between
if you
stuff
set up-
in emails. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Well, it depends on how it's set up. So just like in Word documents, if you did insert Z, you can navigate by first, headings and all that stuff. You could also use this key to navigate by paragraphs to read it. So nobody's got a guess?
No.
This
Okay.
is all new
Well,
to me.
P.
P for paragraph. That's you P for paragraph. You navigate and shift P will take you to the previous paragraph.
P, just P?
Shift P.
Yeah. If you're in the browser, yeah, P. You're sitting there in a website and you're reading an article, P will navigate by paragraphs.
That's simple.
That's simple. Now, if it doesn't work, that's because they didn't set up the website. The guy, whoever set it up, didn't make it so it'll work the way they formatted it.
Now you're saying Shift P, correct?
That would go the opposite direction.
Oh, P then is the one that goes up by paragraph by paragraph.
Mhm. Now you made me have to go pee. Dang it. Okay. Now, we all know the insert F7 for links.
Mm-hmm.
And we already kind of went over that. It tells you how many links there are. So some of these websites like the NFB have what? Almost 200 links
Yeah.
on that site.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. How would I navigate those links if I kind of know what I'm looking for?
Down.
First letter navigation.
Ding, 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 ding. Give that lady a star. Yes, first letter
Or you
navigation.
could just down arrow if you want to sit there and just go through them.
Yeah, my finger gets tired.
Or
man.
tab.
No, not
Sim-
while you're in a links list. You navigate it with the up and down arrow.
That was John.
yeah,
It wasn't me.
Would these
That was
same
John.
these same navigations work if I'm going to insert F6 headings?
insert F6 to
So I opened up headings list with all those same gestures, the up, down arrow, first letter navigation. Would that all work in the headings list?
No, you'd only get the first one. F6.
Anybody else?
Hmm.
No?
I will
You guys
go
gonna
with
go
that.
with Lester's answer?
I would have no idea.
You're gonna go, okay, no, Lester's wrong. Yes, you can navigate the headings list. Same.
That
As
was
the
a trick
links list.
question.
It was a trick question. Yes, it was. So here's something, because I used to get these confused too. If I'm in a web page and I'm on a different page within that web page, what is the keystroke to navigate between the pages in a web page?
between the pages in a web page.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know.
Oh, tab and shift tab?
No.
No. Hmm.
Control tab.
No.
Tab left or right?
Up arrow down. No.
No.
I'm getting it all over the place.
No.
One person got half of it right.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Not control shift tab.
I know
No.
the answer. I know the answer. Give me a chance here.
Is,
Page
Oh,
up, page down.
alt tab?
No.
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 Control
Mm.
page up and down.
No.
Page up, page down.
No.
No.
That was
the
the best answer.
So the one guy that doesn't really know how to do these stuff on a regular computer, he said arrows, left or right arrow, but he
Left,
got
I
the
know
first keystroke wrong.
He
what's
said control right and left. It's alt right and left.
Not. It's alt right and
No.
left.
Alt, yes.
Alt right and left. So previous left, alt next. So you can go back and forth between pages on a web page. What about open tabs?
Hmm.
Up and down?
Alt down arrow?
So between open tabs on a browser, right? So that means you have multiple web pages open on one browser.
Tap block P to go up or down on the
No.
page?
No.
Or cat block shift?
So we
same
use
thing.
we use
Up and-
Control T to make a new tab, right? So it opens up a tab. We do a search, just like if we're on the browser search bar. That opens up a new tab, which gives us two websites that we can navigate back and forth between.
Alt left and right arrow.
Nope. That's a good try though.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Okay, I just opened up another tab, another website on one browser. So I have two tabs open, which are considered two different websites, not pages. They're two different websites. They're tabs. How do I navigate between the two open tabs?
Control tab.
Control tab. Yes. Control tab. What about if I want to go in the reverse direction? Let's say I have like 5 of them open or 10 of them open. I don't want to go all the way around the horn.
Control shift tab.
Shift tab.
Control
you
shift
go.
tab.
Yeah. Now you can, which I used to do because I hated doing tabs, but now I like tabs. I used to just open up another Google browser So I'd have two Google browsers open and I would alt tab between the two. You could do that as well, but if you get a whole bunch of programs open, right, it can get kind of hard to navigate back and forth through everything. So
Well, the
that's where tabs.
two instances of Chrome would be two windows, right?
Right. Yep. Exactly. That would be the verbiage. Okay. What is this? Oh, so how would I close a tab? Because in Google, I think they close all the tabs when you exit out of it with Alt F4. But in File Explorer or File Explorer, Microsoft Edge, that's it, Microsoft Edge, you have to close them or they'll be there open when you come back. So how would I close those tabs?
Control F4.
Control F4, yes. And if you continuously hit Control F4, you'll close the browser as well.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not gonna go through this. Nobody wants to do surf. Just be aware in your help menu in your JAWS, there's surfs up and it tells you the surf conditions of anywhere you're at so that you can go surfing early in the morning or in late afternoon. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Sure is, man. I use it every morning to find out if the surf is ready for me. No, surf's up in your help menu. It's a way to practice navigating and doing all this stuff we just kind of went through, and plus more little helpful hints and things that you can do. Plus, you can also find out if those certain browsers work with JAWS efficiently or not. So I believe it gives you quite a few that are cool ones to use so that you can try all the functions that JAWS has to navigate a website. Okay. Any questions on anything I went over today?
You
No.
talked about surf and you didn't mean surf and turf.
This
And
is-
you didn't mean surf in the sea. What is the surf thing again? I'm not understanding.
So if you go to your help menu on your JAWS,
Alt H, you mean?
insert J.
Insert
Or,
J
yeah.
and then H.
Yeah, and then H, and
Yeah.
you go down to surfs up.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Surfs up. Now I think it's probably in a different spot. So let me check it.
It's called JAWS training, if I remember right.
96066 has left the meeting.
Yeah, I think they put it under training too.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah. So
Now,
you go help T for training.
Do you still have to
Surfs
download
Up training?
Do
No,
you still
go to
have
their
to
website.
download each? Do you still have to download each chapter like each section like you used to?
No, it's a website. Oh, there are downloads. You're correct, John. You still do.
You still have to download them because they're not there automatically.
Right.
But if you can download JAWS and go through the startup wizard to get your settings and stuff like you want them, you don't need to download the first two chapters. Chapter 3 is where you really get into good information.
Well, all the other stuff is just
that
kind
may
of stuff
save
you already
somebody
know.
a little time.
I'm going to have to mute now.
Take care, Phil.
Later, Phil.
Yeah.
So yeah, good tip.
Yeah, this is Bill. This has been a good session. Make sure it gets sent out, please.
Okay.
Because some of them are ho hum, But you know, every once
Mhm.
in a while you get a one with really good, useful information in it.
All right.
You
Hey,
know what I mean?
any other questions before I tell Jerry to stop the recording?
No,
Well,
because
that's
I need to go to the necessary. I'm gonna have to bug out, folks.
yeah.
Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
You too,
Hey,
man.
John.
Okay.
Bye, John.
Hey, Jerry, wake up, Mr. Jerry. Wakey, wakey,
He's not
wakey,
sleeping.
wakey,
John has
Mr.
left the
Jerry.
John has left the meeting.
Gotta tickle him under the chin.
Mm-hmm.
Did he make me host? Let's
Yes, he
see.
did.
How to again? Anybody remember how to stop recording? It's Alt-R, right?
Alt
No.
star.
Altar.
No, I'm not the.
Whoever it was, he said the best man is in or up or on. That's what it said. So I thought it was Bill.
Jerry left. That's what he made all that bright light blind me earlier.
He didn't even say
Hmm.
goodbye.
Yeah,
Nice
I'm
teacher.
blind now completely.
And we had to run off with the missus.
You're still host, Bill.
Yeah, but I don't know the recording. Stop recording.
Is he recording to the cloud or locally?
I don't know how he did it.
Hmm.
I think it's to the cloud on here.
To the cloud, I think it's Alt-C.
Alt-C. Okay, I'll try that. Yes.
Yay.